Today's topic, sleep. This one is the most underrated, least sexy thing you can do to improve every single aspect of your health. So everybody wants fat loss, everybody wants more muscle, but nobody wants to go to bed earlier. Nobody wants to put their phones away earlier. Nobody wants to stop doom scrolling earlier. I'm telling you, the science is there. If your sleep sucks, everything else is going to be harder. So you can have the perfect workout plan, the perfect diet, your results will still stall. So I'm not here to lecture you on why sleep's important today. I'm here to give you action steps, a virtual checklist of sorts. So get out your pen and paper. As I go through the things you can do to improve your sleep, make sure you're writing them down and checking those boxes. And be honest with yourself. Because if you are struggling to sleep and you're missing out on some of these things, that could be all you need. So let's dive into the science real quick. For fat loss, how does it stall? Poor sleep stall fat loss. Well, you get an increase in the hormone ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone. I always in college would remember this for exams by ghrelin. Kind of sounds like grumbling. My stomach's grumbling. I'm hungry. And you get a decrease in leptin, which is the hormone that tells you, hey man, slow down. You're full. So the result, you're hungrier. You crave high calorie dense foods and your decision making is worse. This is fighting against hormones 101. And we all know hormones make us do some crazy things. What about muscle building, recovery? Well, when you get good quality sleep, that's when repair happens. Not just in your muscles, but your tissues, your ligaments. Growth hormone is released. So poor sleep, reduced recovery, weaker workouts. You actually don't build muscle in the gym. You build it outside of the gym by eating right and sleeping right. Performance, energy, less sleep, worse coordination, worse motivation. We've all been there. And the workouts are going to feel harder. And that's where that can lead to a trickle-down effect where people fall off. So people struggle with sleep, right? We all do. Like, nobody's perfect. It's not a knowledge issue. It's a behavior issue. Common problems. Phone usage at night, and especially what you're looking at on the phone. So yeah, the blue light right up against your face doesn't help. But if you are reading the news, if you're looking at things that get your brain turning, it's not good. So be aware of what you are filling your mind with right before bed. Good, bad, and the ugly, right? Things that stress you out. Things that even get your brain thinking about stuff, right? If you're reading books on business and you're a business owner, I'm guilty of it. Then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I could do that. Oh, maybe I should do that. And then you're waking up at 3 a.m. and your brain's like, yeah, let's go do that right now. Inconsistent schedule. This is a huge one. If you have kids, you know bedtime schedules are super important. So why don't we give them to ourselves? Stress, overthinking things. This is where I like to do brain dumps. Like if you got a lot in your mind, just write it on paper before you go to bed. Late in the day caffeine. We'll talk about that one. That is a big one. It's most people, you should cut off caffeine intake before noonish. Alcohol before bed. We all know people are like, oh, I sleep great with it. Oh, I need a glass of wine to help me sleep. You may be getting the 7 to 8 hours, but if you're not tracking quality, you may be getting poor quality. Then treating sleep like it's optional. This whole like, I'll sleep when I'm dead mentality. And I get it, right? If you're a high achiever, you've got stuff going on, you got kids waking you up at night, we're not seeking perfection here. There are phases in life where, yes, there may be sacrifices that need to be made. However, if we can optimize the day schedule and get better sleep, all things improve. All right, get out those pens, get out those papers. Time for a checklist. Here we go. Number 1, consistent sleep and wake time, 7 days a week. Go to bed and wake up within the same 30 to 60 minute window, even on weekends. Because this is where most people screw it up. Oh, I'll catch up on sleep this weekend. That throws you off for Monday. And again, I get it. There are those moments, there are those opportunities where you go out, you stay up hour or two later than you normally do, get up at the same time the next morning. Don't shift your don't shift your wake up time. Get up. And yeah, you'll be tired, but it'll be easier to go to sleep at your normal time that night. The schedule and the consistency there are huge. Morning light exposure. This one's a little underrated. If you can, within 15 to 30 minutes of waking up, get some sunlight outside. Now I'm going to dive into this one here because I get up at 5:30. Depending on what time of year it is, I may not be able to get sunlight. So if we look at other options here, you can go outside, but if this is not optional for you, this is where, okay, can we just turn on the lights? Like, get our circadian rhythm in sync with itself. So if you wake up before the sun comes up, 5:30 a.m., turn on the lights. Tell your body now is wake up time. That's going to help kind of end that circadian rhythm clock. You can use a Lux box or a mood lamp, super bright, 10 to 20 minutes. Like, don't shine directly in your eyes, but telling your body, like, hey, it's wake time. Then even if you can get some sunlight a little bit later, again, you can't see the window, but it's a teeny tiny window. I'm not getting a ton of sunlight down here, but open up the blinds, open up the windows if you're still inside. It's super underrated, but make sure you're trying to get some morning light exposure when you want your circadian rhythm to reset. All right, number 3, create a shutdown routine. Not just go to bed, but 30, 60 minutes before bed, dim the lights down, put the work away, no intense things. It's almost a reverse alarm, right? It's an alarm that tells you it's time to start winding down. You know, with our girls, it's just, you know, if we're playing, we're running around, we're chasing each other, it gets about 60 minutes, well, 30 to 60 minutes before bed. And it's like, hey, girls, time to start winding down. We're going to have some quiet time. Get the body ready for bed. Number 4, nighttime screen exposure. The blue light sends a signal to your brain. Hey, don't release melatonin. It's time to be awake. And no, this doesn't mean you can just be on your phone and take melatonin as a supplement. It doesn't work that way. Options here, you can have night mode, blue blocker glasses, they help. But honestly, the biggest thing is just put the phone down, because it's more than just the blue light. It's what you're looking at. It's what you're viewing that's stimulating your brain or getting you worked up or getting you upset. Not good. Don't do it. Number 5, caffeine cutoff rule. 6 to 8 hours before bed, because the half-life of caffeine is quite long. And even if you're having an energy drink or a coffee or something in the afternoon, you might still have half of that caffeine coursing through your bloodstream by the time it's bedtime. Number 6, pre-bed nutrition. Don't go to bed starving or overly full. Well, this is tough because, again, we don't want to snack before bed because then the body's trying to digest stuff. So it depends on what time your dinner's at. Dinner's around 6-ish. If bedtime is around 9 to 10, you should be okay if you're having an appropriately sized meal. Now, if you are finding yourself waking up in the middle of the night and you're hungry, then maybe we need to have a small protein and a little bit of carb snack before bed. This helps fill you up a little bit. This helps bring your insulin level up a little bit, which can help prevent a cortisol spike in the middle of sleep that drives you into wake mode. So this is where we fine tune things in with my nutrition clients, and it's not much. I mean, it's not even like a massive serving of Greek yogurt and a little bit of berries. You know, if someone's got that sweet tooth, that helps with that too. But that's strategic. That's at like 8 p.m. if their bedtime is at 10 p.m. Number 7, a brain dump or mental offload, right? If your brain is racing at night, you've got all these things you're thinking about, write them down. Tasks, stressors, tomorrow's plan. I'm a big fan of setting reminders in my phone. I call them reminders for my future, less busy self. So if I have something I need to do for a client tomorrow, instead of trying to remember that, like, okay, I got to email so-and-so, I got to change so-and-so's plan because they're on vacation, I put a reminder on my phone for, okay, when am I going to be at my computer? When am I going to be able to do this? 1 p.m., that's computer time. So, update Sally's program at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Then I can forget about it because at 1 p.m. today, I'll get a reminder that says, hey, don't forget to update Sally's plan. Cool. Number 8, optimize your sleep environment. Cool, dark, quiet room. 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Blackout curtains, little bit of white noise, fan can go a long, long way. Number 9, your bed is for sleep, mostly. Don't work. Do not bring work into bed. Do not scroll in bed. Do not just chill in bed. You want your brain to associate your bed with sleep and sex. That's it. Now, if you've got that checklist, that's 9 things you should be focused on, practicing, and be honest with yourself. Am I doing these things? Sleep is a skill, like many other things that we talk about. So you can't expect to fix it in 2 nights, right? It's just like exercise. Exercise is a skill. Weightlifting is a skill. So you can't just do all these things for 2 nights straight and be like, my sleep still sucks. You've probably spent years building poor sleep habits. So you got to give it more than 2-3 days to fix it. So if you have a lot of unchecked boxes on that list, pick 1 to 2 and focus on those right now. Because if you're serious about fat loss, muscle building, feeling better, sleep is not optional. It'll catch up to you. And maybe you don't even need a new diet. Maybe you don't even need a new program. You just might need a better bedtime.